Hi everybody, I hope everybody is well. We're going to get some divine messages today. I've already received a message. I'm going to share it with you, collective. So let's ask the angels, saints, and ancestors into our space, including our guides, to provide love and divine messages for our highest and greatest good. We are surrounded in divine white light as it is. So it will be. So just tap in, let me know you're here, present, you're ready to receive a message. You know, you can say yes, you can just receive, you can allow, you can also like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. So the message I'm getting has something to do with a main female and a dynamic here. Okay, it could be karmic, could be just relationships. I feel like there's a lot of concern here from an outside party about this female. I feel like it's contributing to someone's bad health. And then there is maybe somebody at work that might have additional concern, or there's something that's happened as it relates to someone's position. All right, so there's stuff going on here for the sake of change. Okay, I have the Ten of Swords. So this is like changing the outcome of something. So something's playing out here that is changing the outcome. And I'm getting like there's energies associated to this that very much could be in a relationship. They could be receiving information, or there could be information coming out about this couple. I feel like there is concern here, rightfully so. There is an ending here. And there's also energy that might want to reconcile. So I feel like maybe there's a female or male, because they're both here, that might want to send a message, okay? That might have something to do with a past individual, past group. It may be a love dynamic, okay? I feel like someone is ill at this time in whatever way that is. There's a need to move on from this. I do have the Four of Wands here. So this is like a group being divided. Look, they're all separated. So this could be a lack of support, a disunion. Someone feels unwelcome. There's family problems, divorce, canceled events, and discord. So this could be something breaking apart. And then I have the Death card. So this is telling me that this is, you know, necessary for internal change. So not only is there changing an outcome here, but there's also internal changes being part of this transformation, this clearing and purging. And there's a need to like go through a metamorphosis. Okay, there's been this like whole transformation. It's for the sake of change. Nine of Wands talks about choosing your battles, and I feel like something is completely out of control. Someone could be defensive. They could be trying to retreat or trying another approach, and they're feeling like something's no longer worth it. There's also a Two of Cups in reverse. This tells me that there could be some codependency here. There could be this repetitive back and forth of seeking approval, enabling, and just very clingy energy. I also have an Ace of Swords here. So I feel like this is letting us know that there's like a lack of ideas, okay? It's like blocked communication, clouded judgment, someone who's hostile, someone who received misinformation or was misguided, okay? Because this is in reverse. Many of these, all of these are in reverse, okay? And then I have a Three of Wands, which talks about a lack of foresight, something being postponed, someone thinking too smally of a situation. Maybe there's a lack of progress here, unable to kind of like vision ahead, even being able to move ahead or see things clearly. And then there's judgment here. Okay, so someone very much could be experiencing judgment, and it's playing out in their life, as I am picking up on. I feel like someone has been called to step it up. There's this indecisiveness, unwilling to learn karmic lessons. There's a lot of negative self-talk. And as a result, like this is a bit of projection. There is this self-doubt as well. So someone's needing to step up. And then there's an energy here that is very self-absorbed. This is the Hermit in reverse. So someone is paralyzed by fear. They could be antisocial. They could be isolating. They could be experiencing paranoia. They feel powerless, they're lonely, and there's a lot of folly going on here. Okay, and then over here I have the Ten of Swords. So someone might want to, something's ending, okay? And it's been needing to end. So something's coming to completion here for the sake of transformation, for the sake of an outcome, as well as an internal change, okay? So we're gonna get some more information on this. Okay. Just get a couple cards from here. Okay. Let's see what is going on here. Okay. I'm getting, here's Judgment for the second time in another deck. And I feel like there's a wealthy man, okay? Someone I feel like, courthouse in reverse, huh? I feel like somebody didn't think they'd be held to account regarding what they tried to do. Okay, so maybe someone really wanted to be a wealthy man, and now they're in despair as it relates to the judgment that they're receiving. So I feel like somebody might have done something for the sake of a position or appearance or for money here. I feel like they could have lost a job as well. They could have taken or stolen money from someone who owns a business, a businessman, and they have held this energy to account. There is a mature energy here as well. So there's like several masculine energy here. So let's see what this is. Let me just shift down a little bit here so we can see everything. All right. The adjudication here is playing out for someone who's seeking fairness, okay? I feel like someone may have lost their job as a result of what they're being held accountable for. There is a mature man here also. Is the, let's see here, Journey and Lovers. I feel like it has something to do with some sort of romance here, some sort of connection here. I'm getting like there may have been someone who refused to go on a journey, okay, and is feeling like they've like missed the train, or they're too late, or they're not going to make it, or something like that. There's like a missed opportunity here, okay? Something coming out officially, maybe an official person. Bad health. You might hear about someone's, someone not being very well at this time. I feel like it has something to do with maybe someone being blessed in some way. Might have also something to do with like moving, relocating, okay, to somewhere else that is more lucrative, or just somewhere that's a different energy, different vibe. Maybe an area that has a lot of like Victorian or older type energy. I'm getting like there's some sort of like official bloodline here is what I'm getting. Someone might be going to some sort of in prison, or they feel trapped in a situation, potentially with the contracts they've made. I feel like it could be resulting as divorce, even an ending. Maybe somebody did something to try to steal someone's house or inheritance or something. Maybe someone went to somebody because they were promised money, and as a result they're no longer receiving that. Something like that. Maybe because there's an ending here. They might have married somebody for money. They're being held accountable for what they created. This could have been a child here. Okay, there could be issues when it comes to support for this child. as well that could be contributing to someone's unwellness, and maybe they've lost a job and are unable to afford their lifestyle. And again, like, what's going to happen here? I think everybody's concerned about what's going to happen here. Okay. Especially if someone is unable to take care of their business, whatever that might be. Here's that message. Yeah, I feel like there's energy, there's communication going around about what's playing out in this dynamic. I'm getting like there's something ending, okay, and it's for transformation purposes, but they're feeling very defensive and out of control. There's, you know, this codependency dynamic playing out here. I feel like it's maybe put, you know, energy in harm's way. There's a need to reevaluate because there's been misinformation. There's even blocked communication, and someone's judgment was clouded. There's also realizing that something was postponed, stalled. There's blockages, restrictions. There's this inhibited energy. And then there's a need to, like, there's energy that's unwilling to learn the karmic lessons here. And I feel like they're self-absorbed, they're paralyzed by fear, and they could be dealing with like isolation, paranormal activity even. And then I have a coffin. So I feel like there is this official ending of something. And I have that over here, 10 of Swords, as well as the Death card here. So whatever situation this is that was unfair, unjust, and there was some sort of abuse of power here where there might have been spiritual laws violated, and as a result, like, there's karma playing out as a result of this, so that their karmic lessons can be learned here. So I feel like this is what's playing out right now. I feel like you might hear about this somehow. Okay. Someone could actually be in spiritual or physical prison here, or feeling like they're very stuck in a situation. I feel like you are heavily on someone's mind here. They may want to send out a message because maybe there is a strong illness. And then I have expectation. Yeah, look. Someone is reminiscing and thinking about you. Okay, and what they had with you. And the fact that it's over. Done. Number 10. Okay. Poverty. They realize that you have a key. I feel like there's concern here because this person is a thief. They take advantage of others for the sake of personal gain. And you are someone who is of high honor, and they want to keep you trapped and stuck where they are. Misery loves company, I heard. You are the blessing. You are the gift. You have the gifts. And they want that gift, and they want to manipulate you in such a way because you're here to help the community, and you're the jackpot. You're about to hit the jackpot, or you are the jackpot. Sevens, lots of sevens. You could be seeing 777. There's a courtship coming in here for you. You're about to hit the jackpot, and it's like they know this, so they want to come in and steal it for themselves. Okay, playing the blame game. Okay, you're not falling for it. You already see this person coming. You may actually get warned, potentially. Or this could be your warning that somebody wants to reach out and touch somebody. All right, no touchies. Okay, you're about to embark on a new journey here. You are of high honor. You have a high purpose here. And this energy knows this now. It's like they've received even more confirmation than they had before. Look, you can't trust them. That is clear as day. If it wasn't clear, hopefully I provide some clarity. There's sudden wealth here. Maybe someone thought that they were going to gain sudden wealth by dealing with this karmic energy, but I feel like all they gained were karmic lessons and karmic debt to pay back. Okay, so you don't want to deal with someone else's karmic debt. especially if you had nothing to do with that. Yeah, this is for the purpose of change. Change is needed, right? Especially for this masculine energy. Okay, the main male. What else we have? Yeah, and the main female. They both need to change. They both are resisting change. Therefore, change will be happening whether you like it or not. All right, you may be receiving unexpected income, or maybe they thought they would get unexpected income from being fake, conniving con artists. Okay, people don't know who these people are. I feel like this is what's coming to light. Okay, so I feel like this energy is worked really hard to somehow steal from your piggy bank. I feel like they tried to steal from your piggy bank. I feel like what is yours will always be yours. So it'll come back. Okay, you're on your divine path. Okay, there's a marriage here, divine partnership here. Could be business, could be friends, could be high spiritual union here. Very, kind of on the traditional sense of things. I feel like this is like a destined partner, kingdom spouse energy. Threes could be and the purity of it, right? He's wearing like a white flower, rose even. Sign of purity. Okay, mature woman. Who's this mature woman? Nothing on that deck. Who's this mature woman? Someone watching, someone who might want to speak to you. Yeah, I feel like someone watches you to see what you're up to. Okay. Page of Swords. What are they looking up? What are they watching? It's almost like it talks about communicate. It talks about education. It talks about curious, having ideas. Okay, so what does this mature woman have to say? Or what is she looking up? What is she watching, stalking? She's so focused almost on your life that she can't focus on hers, is what I'm getting. You might hear from a mature woman about what's going on. She's been watching from the sidelines, maybe. Yeah. Let's see. Anything else you want to share about this? Yeah. Ace of Pentacles. Someone is in a very unstable situation, and they did what they did for greed, and currently they're under review. So they're being investigated for doing something for the sake of greed. So this could be they're being investigated for fraud or stealing, actual stealing. They're under review. They're being investigated. Okay. Yeah, they're resisting surrendering. Yeah, I feel like there's uncertainty. There's a lack of focus. It's either their way or the highway. So this is a Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay, they're temperamental. They're pessimistic. They're demanding. They're not easily swayed. They're very strong-willed. And this is like the Jezebel spirit. It's a Queen of Wands in reverse. Yeah, someone is being investigated for what they've done for money. And I'm getting like dark arts, okay? Yeah, Four of Pentacles. For the sake of money, for the sake of possessions, for the sake of material gain, okay? They're a creature of habit, so, they're very possessive. They operate from a scarcity mindset, so that means they don't feel like they're enough. They're usually under the influence. So this would be third party, love triangle, rival, heavy partying and someone else's influence. So they're under someone else's influence. So this is a party situation here. This is all playing out like it's whatever was in the dark is coming to the light, and this is happening now. And I'm getting like a few days. It's time, fresh start, awakening. There's an awakening playing out here. Okay? There's an awakening playing out here for who this group truly is and what they've been doing behind the scenes. Interesting. Okay. That's who that person is, I guess. So there could be someone who kind of led this astray. Like she's like behind the curtains, if you will. I think she's coming out. She's being like exposed. So she no longer can hide behind her curtains. Manifest your desires is the advice. You were guided away from this. This is a change in direction. This is about setting your intentions. There's a new cycle that's beginning and things are being germinated. So don't give up. Like keep your faith. New moon energy. Okay? So they may do a lot of moon work. And then we have the magician coming out in reverse. Yeah. What does this say? Yeah. Thoughts becoming things. The inception point. Okay. All right. So I feel like there is energy that someone is using and they're manipulating it. And so that's another thing to be aware of. You could be picking up on this energy. Okay, you might need to just prioritize your self-care. That is the best thing you can do for yourself. It's like they're gripping at straws, right? It's like when you see something falling, right? Imagine like something opening up on the ground and people kind of falling into it. They're grasping for anything that they can hold on to save themselves. That's what I'm getting with this new moon and the magician energy. It's like they're grasping at straws, trying to hold on to the illusions that they have created for themselves. Okay. So also I'm getting like we're meant to plan and establish a clear vision. By the next new moon, there'll be a change in direction. So set your intentions now because the new cycle's beginning and they need you to don't give up. Okay, and release your self-limiting beliefs if you have any. If those tend to be coming up for you. Yeah, this is a karmic lesson. You dealt with this. This was a karmic lesson. Okay, misaligned values. So this person is not compatible with you. And so this rejection was your protection. There's discord in this dynamic, as well as maybe what you were dealing with. There was trust issues. There's imbalance and there's disharmony playing out here. And there's someone that needs to get their priorities straight. Okay? Someone is prioritizing the wrong things in life. And they are learning a karmic lesson as a result of it. Look, the devil comes out. Unhealthy patterns. Physical or emotional abuse. Negative karmic connections. Toxic and energetic implants and codependency. And then crossing this is the Four of Cups. And this is about self-serving, okay? Unhealthy patterns, imbalance, misaligned values. So this energy is talking about being unmotivated, depressed, reluctant, weary, missed opportunities, and bored. Someone is bored with what they chose for themselves. But what they chose for themselves is exactly what they are and who they are to be in a relationship with. But they attracted this in a loving dynamic. So it's like a mirrored situation here. It's a karmic lesson playing out here. Knight of Pentacles. I feel like there's energy here that is conservative and practical, hardworking, even loyal, and protective. So there could be an energy coming in that is looking to, or this is you being more connected to nature, grounding yourself. I feel like this energy also can be very defensive. Okay. People are having to stand up for themselves. Here's the sun energy, radiant energy. Yeah, this is about going out in nature and like charging. Okay, there's a lot of activations going on. There's a lot of like warmth, vitality, freedom and happiness energy. So I feel like what you've created, what you've stabilized is going to be abundant, stable, secure. I feel like you have freed yourself from these karmic patterns and contracts, and you have had success, and this is the yes card. Okay, so yes, this was the right thing for you. Yes, this is what you're being guided to release and move on from. Yes, this is all playing out in the background. You could be picking up on it. Okay, so yes, they're being held to account. Everything that was done in the dark is coming to the light. That's also a yes. So this is like exposure for who you are and what you went through, and exposure for who they are and what they have invested their time into, to come against you. So I feel like justice is what's being brought to the collective at this time, and it's happening in like very big ways, and it's for change and transformation here. I mean, Four of Wands. I mean, this is, you know, people are divided, people are fighting, people are not in alignment with one another, they're lacking foresight, they're dealing with a lack of ideas, they're in unhealthy attached relationships that are codependent, okay, enabling, even seeking approval outside of oneself. It's for internal change here. So I feel like there's a lot of people over here that I'm picking up on that are needing to clear and purge and transform. There is this process of rebirth playing out. Someone is in isolation and paranoid. They're experiencing judgment. They're really struggling with negative self-talk. There could be a need to return home or postpone things. This could be some sort of like plans or a connection here. There's a need to kind of like, things aren't moving along. There's blocked communication and blocked judgment here. Someone has made decisions based on misinformation. That's also being cleared up. There's unhealthy attachments. Okay, rescuing somebody, seeking approval, being clingy. There's someone who's being very defensive, and, you know, they chose their battles, but they're not willing to own up to the fact that they chose these for themselves. Again, lack of support, okay? Divorce, canceled events. There's discords amongst a group or a family dynamic. There is someone who has radiant energy that is not being affected directly by any of this playing out. I feel like there were investments made that are responsible and loyal and practical. And I feel like someone has been conserving their resources, and very much could be on the move, or could very much be strongly connected to nature. So continue to ground. There's also this, you know, dissatisfaction with where they are in their life. It's as a result of unhealthy patterns, physical or emotional abuse, negative karmic connections, toxic and energetic implants, and codependency, okay? And then there's misaligned values when it comes to the choices of love, discord, disharmony, trust issues, and imbalance. And then there's a Magician in reverse. There's a new moon here. A few days is the time frame, so don't give up. And then we have material attachment. I feel like someone presents themselves one way, but behind the scenes, they are much different. I feel like they do things from the place of greed, okay? Someone is under review, maybe even being investigated, I feel like information's coming out, communication is coming out, there's proof. Queen of Wands in reverse. So this is like my way or the highway. Someone is very temperamental, pessimistic, kind of like a brat, a spoiled brat. And I'm getting like it's time for, you know, them to kind of like pay the piper, right? This is the Hangman in reverse. So this is like resisting the awakening, resisting the surrender, resisting any accountability, responsibility for actions taken. And there's like, you know, energy on hold at this time. Okay, so interesting. Okay, I have some more that's coming out, so 1 second please while I get these cards. What are these? Black magic, spell work, negative energy. Okay, and then I have water, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, water sign energy, doing black magic. Okay, that's that spoiled brat I was picking up on. Okay, God's wrath and judgment, social media stalker. Yeah, they be watching, they be looking, they be maybe copying. I feel like they're very interested in what you have going on in your life. They're dealing with a low vibrational masculine, so they didn't win any prize. They may be realizing that they did not win a prize. They won somebody just like them, okay? And I'm getting like they're dealing with each other, and that's their karma, okay? I feel like there's energy here also. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Okay, someone is immoral and lacks integrity. Someone may be going through a physical move or relocating. You are releasing karmic debt through this process. There is abundance, financial stability, and blessings coming your way. There was karmic families involved here. Someone lost a job or got fired for having no moral integrity. Water sign energy. Someone is sleeping with their enemy. They could be coming to this realization now that this person is their enemy. All right, there's physical, spiritual jail here, prison. I have a new home at the bottom of the deck. So some of you might be, again, like working towards a new environment. Okay, I feel like there's an opportunity to do what you came here to do as it aligns with your purpose. You're being guided to take the risk. Okay, Earth Angel energy, special mission. All right, this opportunity is specifically for you. Rainbows might be significant. Rainbows might be significant. Someone, I feel like, is wearing a mask. Okay, this fell over the loss of a job. Someone was covering something up, okay? And that might be why they lost their job, or there's something really shady that they did that was immoral and lacked integrity. And as a result, they're being demasked. All right, let go of the past, pain, anger, and any bitterness, resentment that could be lingering. The purge, baby, the purge. Air signs, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Black sheep, outcast. Someone might feel like they were made to be an outcast by this group, these people. In the near future, they will understand that same perspective. Okay. Fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. All signs present. Protected by Saint Michael. Thank you, Saint Michael. Talk to your guides, ancestors, and saints. This was a karmic lesson, and there's a karmic lesson playing out amongst this energy as well. Okay. Take a spiritual bath and cleanse your energy. Okay. Because they're projecting as you're grasping for straws. All right, your abilities are on point and they are activated and they are increasing. So if you are picking up on what's going on here in the collective and need to give yourself some time for self-care, do so. All right. Continue to work with your abilities. They're coming online and they're going to continue to grow. So there is this envy here because someone is very jealous of your abilities. Okay. So I feel like they went after the person closest to you, which was whoever you were with. And they tried to feed off of your energy because it's powerful. Okay. Now that they have no more source to you through them, to, you know, directly to you, like they're feeling like they're having to find and feed this somewhere else. Again, reason for cleansing your energy. They have like attachments to them. All right. You're picking up on that in this reading over here with this deck. All right. So getting out in nature, super important for you. Look at confirming that you receive a lot. You're highly sensitive. So you receive messages through thoughts, words, dreams, and visions. Okay, so you might be receiving a lot at this time. Okay, the energy I'm talking about that, you know, is going through their karmic lessons is a narcissist. Okay, this is someone, these two have attracted each other into their lives because they have some karmic lessons to learn, and they are learning these lessons together, as well as within the group. Okay, there's a group here. Look, there's a group here. Was I kidding? I was not kidding. Player energy. Someone who entertains many options. Again, they feed. They be feeding. Okay. So there's that. Divine justice and universal laws playing out. Okay, whatever transpired that was immoral and lacked integrity violated divine law. Okay, there is a new home. There is childhood trauma here that's going to be a catalyst for growth and healing. And then there's this reminder to manifest the life that you desire. Okay, I feel like, you know, you could be moving to something that maybe is different than where you came from. And I feel like you very much could be healing your childhood trauma. And this was a catalyst for that healing. And as a result, now you can manifest the life you desire. You have past loved ones that come and visit you while you sleep. You're very loved and cared for. This energy does not have any spiritual connection or any kind of like belief systems. I'm getting that you do though. Okay, redirect your thoughts to positive thinking through prayer. All right, getting connected and going outside. Spend time in nature, meditate. Like, I'm getting like they're praying for your bleep. Okay, so counteract that with prayers of love, peace, harmony. They're experiencing illnesses, okay, from being a player. Okay, they have attracted disease. There's fraudulent activity that they're being held accountable for. We've seen that earlier. Confirmation of that. Someone thought that they were going to get unexpected income from doing some stuff behind the scenes here, but all it's doing is bringing them karma. Your ancestors are helping you. You have a lot of support. Okay, they ended up attracting a gold digger. You're the earth angel, and whoever they attracted was a gold digger. Masculine, feminine, doesn't matter. Okay. So, yeah, third party, karmic third party. They attracted exactly who they are. And so now they're playing out lessons between each other. Okay. So the karmic could have put the karmic in competition, and as a result, they're all experiencing karma. All right. So I feel like what goes around comes around. And I feel like they're spreading it. They're spreading the attachments. They're spreading the codependency. They're spreading the addictions. They're just festering this all around. And there's like this attachment that just, you know, is surrounded the group here. Okay. And again, it's like feeding. All right. And now it's representing as, you know, spiritual disease or sexual diseases. All right. So you know? And that's their karma here. That's not for everybody. Don't make it fit if it doesn't fit. There's health issues, okay? There's spiritual sickness playing out. There's a need to get a break from all of this, okay? So believe in miracles, okay? A miracle will soon happen in your life. Confirmation that you are a light worker, healer, empath. And you have overcome so much. And you are in service, you are activated, and you're in your divine purpose. Or you're being guided to. They need you to believe and remain hopeful because miracles do happen. And there is an opportunity for you to be of service. Say yes. Say yes. Many of you have been through the spiritual awakening and ascension process. And so I'm getting like, you know, part of this was a catalyst for your growth and for massive change. And this is like changing humanity. And so hopefully, you know, there's lessons learned here so they too can change. And that's the goal, okay? That is the goal. So continue to pray, continue to cleanse your energy, continue to redirect your thoughts if you feel like you're going down a slippery slope. Know that you have ancestral support. You're working through your childhood trauma. You know, there is universal law playing out. You're protected by Saint Michael. You are dealing, and we're dealing with narcissistic energy, whether it's your family, your friends, your work group, your relationships. I feel like you know best who this energy is representing. Okay. And yes, confirmation. Yes, this has been going on. Okay. And I would say the root is majority of this. Okay. And when I'm seeing the water signs, they could be water signs. They don't have to be. But I would say this represents consciousness, human consciousness, and the battle for our consciousness, all right? It's playing out on a very, very large scale and has been going on for eons, okay? Many of us are here. We have volunteered to anchor in a new reality of consciousness. And so we are battling, all right? But I feel like this kind of reminds me of Buzz Lightyear. It's like to infinity and beyond. I mean, some of us came here from infinity and beyond, and we are here having a special mission. All right, whatever the label is, doesn't even need to be a label, but you are of service, and you're here to take down the false matrix and bring back the original codes. So your abilities are strengthening at this time, and things are playing out collectively the way that they need to play out. So trust the process, trust where you are. If you need support, reach out. I have numerous services in which to connect with me on. So check out the website betweenbothworlds.org. And this is your collective reading today. I'm sending out lots of love and support. You know, I know that there's a lot going on for everybody in varying degrees. So just remember that, you know, if you do need to take time for yourself, take the time that's necessary. And, you know, there is a bit of like, they kind of celebrated a little too soon. I feel like this is like the Six of Wands, which represents like success, victory. I feel like the pride before the fall, I feel like they celebrated a little too quickly. And this literally says vain, conceited, self-centered, failure, disgrace, narcissism, show off, being a follower, and egocentric. So I feel like you see this clearly. And you know that this is a fall of a false reality, okay? So let it crumble, let it fall, okay? It all serves its purpose, and through that purpose we learn, we grow, we expand, we evolve, okay? So continue to trust the messages that you receive, and just know that you are loved, and I will see you on the next video. Bye now.